guys. So welcome. This podcast is called The Vibe Blueprint. My name is Rodrigo. I am the owner of Vibe Blue Vega. We have a special guest. I will let her introduce herself.
Hi, thank you. What an honor. My name is Lucy Pham, and I'm one of the founders of Insomnibar. We are a coffee and tea lounge, and we also have a division that does catering for all types of events.
Let's dive into a little bit to get to know a little bit more about Lucy and what kind of symbolizes them as Insomnibar. So let's start with, how did Insomnibar get started?
Good questions. A lot of people have been asking me that. I think, food and especially like coffee and tea has always been kind of like close, near and dear to my heart ever since I was little. My dad used to take me to a lot of these coffee shops, so I always enjoyed the smell, and he would have like business meetings and all these like brainstorming, and it all kind of happened there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then later on I ended up working for Starbucks, and growing up in an Asian household, they didn't really believe in like the food and beverage space, the F&B space. So because they're like, it's not that, there's nothing bad about it. It's just that it's hard work. You know what I mean? Very, very hard work, very labor intensive. So they wanted me to go more into like the corporate route where you're more like, the office and less labor intensive. So I did that. I went into finance and then ended up with commercial banking, and then later into a division where we did commercial banking for private equity and VC. Mm-hmm. And then later on, it's funny because every time we're there, we would like in the morning we would get coffee, right? And then in the afternoon, because we have to do a lot of like paperwork and stuff like that. So we're like, okay, we need some tea. And it's usually a lot of, by the time we go there to get it, because we're in downtown San Jose, right?
Of course.
And then by the time we walk back, like our drinks are completely like diluted.
Not just that, but just San Jose itself, it's so crowded. So to find a parking spot, or if you walk from one corner to another corner, so I get it.
Absolutely. And then when we come back, usually we have to hop on a call or, get back to an email or something like that. So next thing I get back to my drink, which is like around 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes later, and it's completely like diluted. And I'd be like, you know what I mean? I was waiting for that one first sip, and it's diluted. So a lot of my friends are like, well, why don't you just start your own, right? And so I thought about it, and so we did R&D for several years, because I'm like, well, I mean, I know food, but I never made drinks before.
Yeah.
Right. So what I did was just like a lot of like researching, like going online, asking people, asking around, and just whatever that I can get my hands on, and I just start buying whatever. I started buying stuff at the grocery stores, and then later on, as I got more and more, and then when I got a little bit more serious, I was like, okay, maybe I need to get some more like on a wholesale level. But I didn't know where to start, so I was a part of this group, another supportive group like this, right, called Asian Hustler Network, mm-hmm. and I found what's called boba consultants.
Oh wow!
He specialized in literally like consulting for boba and tea shops. So I reached out to him, and he started like kind of like giving me a little bit of a roadmap and pointing me in the right directions, and that's where we kind of like, okay, how about you go here for this vendor? I would start here, and that's kind of like where it kind of took off more on a commercial level, not like something. It went from like researching in the house for several years to like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? We can start like getting a business license and then starting an actual business, right? And then it just went from there.
What inspired the name Insomnibar? Because when I saw the name, I was kind of just like, where did that name come from?
The name was really, really, really important to us, because and we spent so many time looking through, and it's funny because I helped start up another restaurant. It's like a 7,200 Asian Hispanic fusion restaurant. And the funny thing about it was that their logo, they have so many colors, mm-hmm. and people wouldn't think about this, right? But when you have so many colors, when you print things, it costs more money.
Of course.
Right?
Yes.
And also, the more letters that you have, it will cost more as well too, right?
Yes.
So then I was like, wait a minute, I don't want something where it's super duper long. right?
Yeah.
And you gotta think about, that's why it's like, you see kind of like our logo is like black and white, right? We're like, okay, only 2 color, you know what I mean? Or if anything, only 1 color, right?
But that's basically what's kind of popular nowadays, that it's kind of modern and simple, because if you see it too abstract, people are kind of get confused and they kind of steer away a little bit.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Absolutely. And then, so we thought about so many things, and later on we come up with Insomnibar, because our drinks are very, very, potent, it's very strong, and that's what we wanted. So, and usually a lot of times when we give someone our drink for the first time, like, Lucy, I've been up since 3 o'clock, or I haven't been up until like 2 or 3. Some people are like 4 a.m., and I'm like, well, when did you start drinking it, or what did you drink? So it's either like, and they're like, I cleaned the entire house with your drink, right? And
wow.
Yeah, so then.
So if you want to clean your house, stop by, get a coffee at 7 in the morning, and you'll be up all night.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. Your significant other is gonna thank you for it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so then we thought about that. But on the other side, and this is why you kind of see like one where it's like half up and half down, because we do have a lot of like non-caffeinated drinks. So if you can't sleep, right, and you wanted something where you're able to sleep at night, then that kind of play on it as well too. So it's either you drink a drink, it's too strong, you can't sleep, or you can't sleep, so you need something without caffeine,
of course,
so that you can sleep.
I know that you say it's like coffee and everything, but the time that I went, you treated my little one so special, and you were like, not just for adults, but we have for little ones. So tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So I have a 6-year-old and I have an 18-year-old, and she is a partner of the company as well too.
Wow.
Right? And she loves this. This is like her passion, and she has been part of the entire process the whole way. And she's like, hey mom, we want to be part of the experience as well too. And I'm like, well, yeah, absolutely, right? So we wanted to make sure that the kids feel that they're included, right? So they're welcome as well. And they feel like, how like when you go to Starbucks and you see the mom having a drink and the little kid having the drink, and they feel like, oh, it's so cute kind of thing, like mom and daughter, or dad and his daughter, or anything like that. And so they just feel like they're part of the experience as well too. And so that's one of the reasons why we're very, very focused on the kids, because we do want to feel like they're part of the culture as well too.
Awesome. What year did you open, and when you did open, what was the vision behind it?
So we started this, so before that, we actually did a lot of R&D, and our drink was really good, and we were looking for a retail location. And at that time, there were a lot of things in flux, and we were hoping to look for the right location, because not a lot of people, when they look for a retail location, they just get excited. They're like, oh, the one with a lot of foot traffic and a lot of exposure. But what ends up happening is that the rent becomes way, way too high later on, because in the beginning of the year, you might have this rate, but what a lot of people don't realize is that usually in almost every contract, each year it increased by 3%.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the triple net, which is like the added on to the rent, they call it triple net, that can increase. Like there's no cap on it.
Of course.
So that's why a lot of times if you've been there, so imagine each year you get tagged on another 3% increase plus another tag on, it could be 14 to 50% increase on the triple net rate. Wow. So your rent can like go up even exponentially, right?
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure we're like really, really frugal about it, so that we want to be here for the long run.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's the reason why we kind of take our time looking for it. And then it kind of took us so long, because we had to deal with a lot of things like exclusivity rights, like from Starbucks. Like if there's a Starbucks in there, we can't sell coffee. And if there's like a Happy Lemon in there, we can't sell tea.
Oh wow, I was not aware of that.
Yes, so a lot of people don't realize that. They're like, oh my gosh, this is like an ideal location, but like, oh, there's a Happy Lemon, right?
Oh.
Or oh, there's a Starbucks already. And so we took our time, and then because of that, one of my friends, she was like saying, hey Lucy, I can't wait for you to have your store up and running. Why don't you just start catering?
Yeah.
And then it just started from there.
Oh. Well, what year did you start?
Oh, in 2022 is the official year.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been doing that for about 3 years. So of course we end up getting our business license, we got incorporated, and then we got the health, and we rented out commercial kitchen. We had to go through the whole process of that getting the food permit and to cater and stuff like that.
And can you share a little bit about the details about like how right now you're on your soft opening, and welcome our audience to your soft opening, and also let them know when is your grand opening?
Absolutely. So we are going through our soft opening phase, and our soft opening phase is a little bit longer than a typical soft opening phase, but that one of the reasons is because we want to make sure that we iron out, like really iron out, so that there isn't that much of a wait time. Because usually when a store is brand new, one of the common complaints that you're going to hear is that, oh my gosh, there's such a long wait, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make sure we train the team really well to not only have like a fast service, but also have like above and beyond customer service.
Absolutely.
We don't want to just be another coffee shop or another boba shop. We want it to be like about like customer experience and real human interaction.
Yes, because you told me last time that I swang by that you're really about the community. So please share those details, how you're really inviting this community to come by, to not just be another customer like any other coffee shop, but that you're actually part of the experience.
Absolutely. So we're super passionate about our drinks. So, and I know that there are other people that are just as passionate about whether it's their coffee, their matcha, their milk tea, their fruit tea, or just any like refresher. Our refresher are amazing as well too. So we're inviting and also one thing that I love about the food and beverage space, and this is why I gravitate so much for it, because it's not just about drinking our food. It's about the interaction. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's about the community. It's about meeting new people, having new network.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then that's where ideas are formed and things go, and then you have all these things and inspiration, and
that's why I'm saying, like, every time that I go into your shop, I feel like family, honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So kind of emphasize how you are centering that atmosphere for it to be more of a family than not just another coffee shop.
Absolutely, yeah, and we're big on the community. For an example, we were just donated 64 turkeys to Sacred Heart. So that's why I'm like, I look a little like beat up right now, because we were like carrying all these turkeys, you know what I mean? So not only that, but we do a lot of nonprofit. We participate in a lot of non-profit as well too, either to help them fundraise, and same thing with school or any kind of non-profit organization that reach out to us. We do our best to help them as well too.
Awesome. I know you say you have a very long line of drinks, and last time you mentioned you say you're gonna change your drinks every 6 months. But as well, mention to us, what are your most popular drinks?
A couple of our most popular drinks right now is the banana coffee. It's super trending. We actually had that recipe 4 years ago.
Wow.
But we introduced it at that time a little bit too early. And people were like, banana? You know what I mean? We're like, banana and coffee?
Yeah.
But it's really good.
And
so that one is a big hit. Another one of ours is our strawberry matcha, but we're rotating that out the menu, because don't worry, we're gonna put something else on there for you. We're working on something special, okay? And then another popular drink is our milk tea, or jasmine milk tea. So it's our jasmine milk tea with house-made pudding, house grass jelly, and then topped with like a pink Himalayan salt.
that one was delicious, trust me. Honestly, if you're gonna swing by there, get that tart.
Yeah. And then another one is the lychee limeade that the kids really like. But all of our fruit teas are amazing, because we try to get fresh fruit seasonal, and you see that's why it's seasonal, because we try to get the fresh fruit, and then we would make it into a jam or a syrup, and then we would embed it into the drinks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I know you told me last time that you have like your own tea that you guys created from scratch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So like for a lot of times, like let's say for example, our Earl Grey syrup, we would make that into a tea, and then we cook it down into a syrup, and we do our best. Most of the time it's with raw cane sugar. And then my consultant said, don't say that it's it's 100%, because you never know.
Yes.
And you can't guarantee it. So we always say we do our best, but whenever we can, we make sure that it's raw cane sugar. And then also, for an example, we try to use like pink salt. Yeah, and everything, and all of our jams and stuff like that.
Okay. And then, what's your personal favorite drink out of all the drinks? I know you have a good variety, so I bet you have your favorite drink.
I do. So in the morning, I like to get the Vit Classic with coffee jelly, egg pudding, and sea salt on top with the honeycomb topping. So that's my morning. And then usually a couple hours later, I would have my juice. So we do have juice as well too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we have fresh pressed juice that we juice in-house with no added sugar. And I would have that. And then depending on how long my day is gonna be, I would probably need a fruit tea after that.
Can you share a little bit more about your juices? Because I don't think I got the opportunity to taste them that time.
Yes, you know, I was going through a phase where, because my sister was in New York and they used to juice a lot. This was about, oh my gosh, 20 years ago, right?
Wow. Time flies by quick.
Yeah, so really into juicing, so and I love juicing, right?
Yes.
And at that time there was no juicing, there was none here on the West Coast. So I got into it, and then as I was, and my husband's like, oh, why don't you just open like a juice shop, right? And then at the time, like, yeah, but if you think about it, it's not that profitable, right? Because they're so expensive. But then later on, I'm like, you know what? I really enjoy it, and there are a lot of people that want to hang out, right? But they can't drink caffeine.
Sure.
Right? Or people that are diabetics, or people that can't have, artificial sugar or enhanced sugar or added sugar. And we're like, okay, well, you know what? We're gonna, since I use to juice, so why don't we just bring that onto the menu? And it has been amazing. Everybody has tried it. They're like, oh, it doesn't taste like green at all.
Yes. So that's good that you bring a diversity to your drinks.
Yeah.
But what makes you kind of stand out with the coffees that you provide compared to any other coffees?
One of the things that we're really known for is that number one, we're known for being very bold without being. It doesn't have just because it's bold doesn't mean it. Some people think, oh, it has to be bitter or it has to be like a strong taste to have a lot of caffeine. What we try to do is just bold, but not necessarily like it has that strong,
of course,
flavor. So we work very hard to come up with that balance. So that's one thing. Our drinks are very concentrated because we specialize in catering. So when we cater, what we have to do is we kind of like, a lot of people don't realize this, but we use a lot of math in it because, like, say for an example, if we have an event at Stanford, so it takes about an hour and a half to like get there with traffic, right? And then let's say you have to set up, there's a meeting, it's a meet and greet, and that's another hour, right? So you have to think about, oh my gosh, so it's 3 hours.
Wow.
You have to prep before the actual event. So what we have to do is like, okay, we have to calculate the rate of the ice melt thing. And then what we do is when we make the drinks, we take away the water from the tea to make it more concentrated, so that by the time the ice melts, it's like the water.
Absolutely. And then what sets your boba apart from any boba shop?
Yes. So the other thing is that we try to come up with, we constantly try to come up with new combinations. You know what I mean? So if you can see on our menu, we always try to have like very interesting combination. Also, like for an example, our cream, a lot of times whenever we can, as much as we can, we would like to add like fresh fruit to it. Like for an example, our banana cream is made with real banana. Wow. Our strawberry cloud is made with real strawberry in there, right? And then even our ube, they're like, oh, this tastes really good. Yeah, because we actually cook the ube and the sweet potato.
So they're really detailed on all their crafts, so you gotta check them out, honestly. I've tasted them personally. My camera guy behind the cameras, his name is Angel. He's tasted them before. Converted Angel into a fan of matcha. But how big is your team, and what are you looking to a person when hiring someone to your team?
Yes, that we're looking for. We actually don't look for experience or looking for some. What we're looking for is like their spirit, their attitude. You know what I mean? Like are you coming in with like I love coffee and tea. I love interacting with people. I'm a team player, and it's really vibing because it's really important to. Like for an example, our core crew, we can work for several hours covering each other back without even saying anything. We can.
So you guys can read each other's minds.
Yeah. like let's say Vicky started on something, she turned around, she's doing something else. I just pick up where she left off, and then let's say I have a phone call, right? And then Nikki would jump in and she'll take over what I'm doing.
So that's really great to have an in-sync team, honestly.
Absolutely, and to have to really be on the same mission, you know, of providing extraordinary customer service and a huge community, because it's not just about the coffee, but like think about it. A lot of times, what do you get like coffee or tea for? Because you're trying to do something.
Absolutely, you need a little bit of energy to do so.
Right?
Yes.
So to know that you're empowering them to work on the next big thing.
Of course, because what if that coffee invents the next big thing?
Exactly,
Yes, so
exactly. So,
I love your train of thought, honestly.
yeah. And then we try to kind of like, make sure that we carry that mission across as well too, because how many times have you have business meetings, right? Or you sit there and you're like, oh, well, how about this great idea? And you scribble something in a napkin, and next thing you know, it becomes a real business.
Yes, I usually just use my phone. I type it up on the little text message to myself, and then I think about it later on, and then it does create something big. How big is your team?
Right now, within the last couple of weeks, we actually double our team. So right now, so it started kind of like around 6, and right now we're looking around 12 team members, and that, not to mention a lot of the extra help that we get as well too, like my sister, who's like, she's like, are you logging my hours? I'm like, no, are you logging your hours?
You're all like, when did I get hired?
Exactly. So we also have like a very good support system as well too, and a lot of times they're just like, okay, I'm here, what can I do to help? And so that's not counting the unofficial that comes and help us during catering and events and stuff like that.
And then how do you create a positive vibe in there?
That's a really, really good question. I think it really starts with our mission statement, right? So our mission is basically going above and beyond to kind of like, spread joy,
Of course.
through each cup.
Of course.
So I think just having that mission and making sure every single member that we hire, I always tell the story. I said, hey, imagine, you're having a really bad day, right? And you're like, oh, okay, because for me, if I'm having a bad day, I treat myself.
Yes.
Right? And then I said, you come in and imagine, so I give him 2 scenarios. I was like, hi, what can I get for you?
I get that a lot when I walk into a shop.
Right?
Yes.
And I literally do the script.
Yeah. Yes, it just brings the whole energy down even worse. I'm like, all right, just getting my coffee.
Exactly. So I literally do the script with them. I'm like, you walk in, you're like, how can I help you? Versus like, hi, welcome in, and just like be genuine about it. Like really care for them as a human being, you know what I mean? Like they're having a hard day. A lot of people are having a hard day and they nobody knows, right? So imagine if that barista can help make their day, right? Along with the drink, right?
Exactly. You're gonna want to go back to that coffee shop because you're gonna remember how they treated you and how the atmosphere was. That's why I reiterate where I tell you that I love how in your coffee shop it's more of a family-based orientation kind of ambience than more of a just like, what's your order?
Correct, yeah. So I literally do a lot of scenario with them, and so they kind of like understand where we're coming from, kind of thing. And I literally play out the entire script, and they're like, oh,
yes,
like they themselves can make a difference in someone's day, right?
And then how big is working with creators?
So I'm brand new to that space.
Of course.
A lot of times people think we know what we do, but really a lot of times we figure things out as we go, and one of the ways to figure things out is by working with other people that have more experience in the space, genuinely asking people for help. Like for an example, I reach out to you and I'm like, how do I share this?
Of course, we're here to help out the community, not just, we're not asking for profits for this, we're trying to expand, help out the community, get to know small gems like herself, because honestly, you guys need to check out her coffee shop. Hands down, I was blown away by all the flavors. And then how has social media helped you grow?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So, we have been swamped with so many things. As when you are a small business, you literally do everything. You're the R&D person, you're the accounting person, you're payroll, you're toast, you're everything, your POS system, training, right? So by the time we get we barely have time to get to marketing at all,
Of
right?
course.
So we just have been so blessed, like for an example, just posting it on Facebook and getting people like you.
Of course.
Right? And then from there, we're like, okay, so, and then somehow we got onto TikTok, and several TikTokers just came and they did a video.
Awesome.
And you know, they didn't ask for anything, and they just came and did a very honest review. We honestly didn't know, like I didn't know. And they did a video, and next thing you know, people would start coming into our shop, and they're like, oh, we saw you on TikTok, we saw you on Instagram, and we're like, really? What video? And they're like, oh, let me show you. And I'm like, okay.
Yes, I actually stirred two creators towards you, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
I saw them doing coffee reviews, and I'm like, you want to taste a different coffee shop? Check them out, honestly. They came back to me and they were like, you were right. They're actually really, it's a hidden gem. Please share where your location is at.
Yes, actually, I don't remember the address.
No worries. We could always, Angel, we could always put it right here.
Yes.
This is gonna be the address.
I know, you're gonna laugh, but you know, I played this on the iPhone because, you know, everything is like mapped in their business card, and the address is, but it is on Silver Creek Road.
Mm-hmm.
It's next to the Sabadu restaurants and the yoga place. Yeah.
5978 Silver Creek.
5978 Silver Creek.
Valley Road.
Either way, Angel, we're gonna put it right here so people can see. So
yes.
we'll put it right there on the link. Check them out. Honestly, they're a really awesome coffee shop. From your experience, you said you've been open since 2022.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your favorite memory since working for Insomnibar as the owner?
As the owner, oh my gosh, I would have to say one of the best memory was when we landed our first big corporate account with Apple. So someone from HR, they're like, hey, you know what? I had one of your drinks at a party, and we would like you to come out and cater for Apple, right?
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I remember like jumping up with joy. And it's not just a corporate account. Any deal we get, we literally, like, behind the scene, all of us are like jumping with joy, right? But one of the reasons,
those are honestly big accomplishments, honestly.
thank you.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, so we were like jumping with joy, and so, but what made that so memorable was because it was that day that we did all the planning. It took us a week to kind of plan everything, really think everything through. And that day, you know, and this is us being in San Jose, it started pouring.
Wow.
Like pouring rain, right?
Wow.
And so like we're like, okay, so all the plants kind of like went out the window kind of thing, right? And we were like drenched, and luckily we had like spare Insomnibar shirts,
Yes.
and because we weren't prepared for it, right?
Of course.
But you know, we you know, you can plan as much as you want, and then it all goes out the window.
Absolutely.
So you gotta plan some more as well too, and just gotta roll with it. And then, you know, it was a big hit. And after that,
awesome.
we kept getting called back.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So if Apple has tasted them, it's time for you to taste them too. And then, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced starting out?
Wow, there are a lot of challenges. So this is what I always tell people, and you're gonna hear this with all business owners. It doesn't matter across the industry. You know, like Steve Jobs, he's like, you gotta be crazy passionate about what you do, because any sane person would literally give up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what it is, because every day, as soon as you wake up, you're gonna have some problem.
Of course.
You know, whether things are out of stocks, whether prices are going up, you know, someone is sick, like, you know, from logistics to finance to everything, right? Every day so I think one of the things is just knowing that every day, you're just gonna overcome, you know, challenges, and just to take it like, you know, that's just part of the job, you know, and I can just be and just unravel one thing at a time, and just really embrace it.
And as a business owner, if you could share one lesson you've learned to our viewers, what would it be?
I would say, you know, one of the clients that I used to bank, a private client, and he has a degree from Stanford, and what he does is he built and own shopping malls. And I asked him, how? And he said, it takes about 7 years.
Yes.
from start to until you get some traction in the business. I was like, oh my gosh, back then I was like, that's a long time, right? But then now I realized, I said, you know what? Oh my gosh, like looking back, R&D took us over 3 years, right? And then it took us another 3 years for catering. And then it took us another year.
Yes.
For the brick and mortar.
Yes.
It's been 7 years before getting really any like real traction,
Of
right?
course.
So what I would say is not giving up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like just keep going at it, just keep going at it. And some people they think, they think 1 year or 2 years or even 3 years. But sometimes it takes longer than that. Just don't give up. And I think that's what kind of like drive us is not giving up even when it's really hard to not give up. And to reach out as much as you can, learn from other people, ask other people. People are actually more generous than you think.
Absolutely. And then I know you said it took you 7 years to get to where you're at, but where do you see Insomnibar going?
We're hoping to expand where we can do more, distributing like our drinks into not just corporate, but into like if you have a doctor's office or and you have you want to treat your employees. What we do, we have this boba kit. It's really amazing. I looked on the market. I would say that we're one of the first to have a ready to drink boba kit.
Wow.
It comes with all the toppings. It comes with the drinks. It's concentrated, so you don't take up a lot of space. We provide everything except the ice. So what we do is that we would just kind of like supply it to your home, your office, your company, and you just kind of leave it in the fridge. My brother asked me to do this. He works at Tesla, and he's like, "Can you just give me something I can put in the fridge so I can share with my coworkers? So I don't have to go outside to get coffee because if you have to go outside, he's like, I'm gonna lose my parking spot."
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So then he's like, "Let me just put it in the fridge," and so we came up with that for him, and so now and then you can leave it in there, and anyone can have a drink that's store bought. You know what I mean?
How long do those packages last?
Yeah, so depend on whether it has dairy or not. So if it's with dairy, it's about 3 days. If it's non-dairy, it can last up to 5 days. But that's because we went through an intense kind of like process to make sure, like, to keep it septic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so kind of like sanitizing everything and make sure like everything is extremely clean.
And is that available to the audience right now?
Yes, it's available. It's available.
Is it by order or how is the process for that one?
Yeah, so right now it is by order. Just give us like a 1 day notice or at least a couple hour notice. But hopefully down the road, we want to make sure that we can do it where it's readily available at any time.
And then if you could give an advice to any new business owner wanting to start up a business or kind of grow into a business, what would your advice be?
Be very, in the tech industry, they call it lean. In the layman's term, they call it frugal.
Okay.
Be very frugal, because with businesses, a lot of time you don't realize how much everything costs, right?
Of course.
Like our health permit is several $1,000s, right? Our business permit is like anywhere between $200 to $500, and then sales tax, and then like employee tax, and then insurance. Like our insurance is like $800 each bill. You know what I mean? That's per month, right? So everything adds up really quickly. So it's not that we are being cheap. There's a difference between being cheap, but being lean. As in like, hey, finding the best, kind of like the best, maximizing, stretching your dollar, and not necessarily being a cheap. Cheap is like you try not to spend any money at all, right?
Of course.
And still getting stuff. This is more like, hey, shop around, ask for. Be graceful in how you ask for help and see if you can get any discount. Or like for an example, we work with this one vendor. We're like, hey, this month we're getting hit with a lot of things, right? Can you, instead of one lump sum, can you do installment? So it's not like we're paying him any less, right? But if he can help us with the installment, so cash flow. That's the other thing. So that's why I would say try to be as frugal and as lean as possible.
And I like that point that you did. It's like if you don't speak up, people are not going to listen to you. Sometimes you got to speak up because you never know who can kind of lend you a hand or anything like that. We're going to close off this one. It was a pleasure having you here for our first podcast. I appreciate it. If you guys have not had the opportunity to taste Insomnibar in San Jose, check them out. Is there any specials, any deals that you want to offer to them?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so right now we have a promotion where you can get a free drink with an honest review. And it can be any brief one. So that's the current promotion that we're offering. We're also on DoorDash, and I believe we do have an offer on there as well too. I just don't remember what it is. And then if you tag us as well too, and you show us, or you can get free drinks from us as well too. Mm-hmm.
And then stay tuned for another reel. We will be doing a giveaway. Whoa. Wait, hold up. We got a big announcement before we take off.
Before you go, we're giving away 20 Insomnibar $10 gift card. And
I'm gonna jump onto this while we're here. I need you guys to check Insomnibar. So not only are we giving away the gift cards, but we are actually giving away one of my hats from By Bodega, one hoodie, which is basically about $120 worth of merchandise. And since I want you guys to taste Insomnibar, we're gonna include a $50 gift card within that package for you guys to check them out. So what I need you guys to do is tag 3 people down below, follow my camera guy, his name is true.ilera on Instagram, follow me, By Bodega, and follow Insomnibar. I will put all the details in the comments below, so check them out and stay tuned for the giveaway.